with like. All right, so here's what happened.
We get
Here's what
story
happened.
time to start. Let's go.
Yes, we're gonna start with a story today, guys. So in the Discord server for the One Piece game card game happening, um, normally there's conversation. Collectors will post what they open in their boxes, etc. So somebody posted some rips, and there's one guy in the chat who kind of goes around to all of the stores and he pretty much cleans out the entire shelf and then posts pictures of him cleaning out the entire shelf. So today he posted a basket where he had a ton of double packs. Double packs basically are two packs of cards and a don pack. So he cleared out the whole shelf, and so people got in there and was like, "Yo, you always here, you always doing this. We don't understand why the mods just let you keep on like posting you scalping." So he's like, "I'm not scalping. I'm buying this. I rip these. I'm not selling them. You've never seen me try to sell them." So one of the market moderators, the area where you can go and you can buy and you can sell, he came in and he was talking. He was like, "Hey, y'all are in this case or whatever," and they were like, "No, for some reason you glazing this dude all the time, like you forever glazing him." And then somebody else was like, "Nah, he's not glazing him. He buys from this other dude who's a common scalper." So they're like, "What? What are you talking about? Like, there's no way. Like, I don't understand how what I said equates to me buying from scalpers and participating in scalping." And then they were like, "Nah, he's a scalper himself. He does this, he does that." And they were like, the moderator was like, "What's going on? Like, wait, what?" And then he was like, "All right, y'all can go ahead." Then he tags all the moderators, the rest of the market moderators, and the admin that created the server, and said, "You know what? I'm tired of this negativity. Fuck y'all all. I'm out." And then literally just left the server. Like my boy, I'm a little proud to say that it was my boy that was part of the whole thing, but still.
So the dude who was scalping just said, "Fuck y'all, I'm out."
The one who was said to be a scalper
Yo,
left, even though he was a market moderator.
I don't know. It sounds guilty.
I mean,
if you ain't scalping, ain't no reason to be getting bent out of shape by it. Be like,
Exactly.
y'all can think that, but okay.
Either way,
that's like if you're thought of if you're suspected for robbing a bank, and you're like, "I didn't rob a bank. I'm out. Bye."
It's like wait, how come you got money all of a sudden to travel? What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. We're like, "You got all this money all of a sudden. You sure you didn't rob a bank?" "No, I didn't." And then just leave in a rage, like.
This is like, I made a nice financial transaction. I mean, shit. I mean, sorry. I mean, I came into an inheritance. I mean, hold up.
You know who didn't come up into a nice little transaction this weekend? Drake.
Why? What did Drake do?
He got football team clowning him now.
And now Argentina's clowning him.
Yikes.
When Argentina dropped that tweet saying, like, because Canada went against Argentina, it's like, "Oh, Canada's gonna win, blah blah," and then Argentina like smokes Canada, and it's like they're not like us. I'm like, yo, how you get international soccer teams now in on this beef?
I love it. Got you.
But yeah, it sounds like stuff getting crazy in the One Piece verse when it's just like just play the damn just play the damn cards, build your decks. Like why we got so much drama?
Because you got the people who want to profit off that. That's
right. So
everything, every single time there's some kind of trading card game, collectibles, anything like that, people just straight profit always screw that up.
Oh my god! Speaking of collectible, I thought I was gonna get kicked out of too many games a couple weeks ago.
Wait, which one?
Too many games at convention. It's like a mini mag fest over outside Philly. Nah, because I've thought a couple of times. Like it's basically just a game, like gaming enthusiast convention. They had voice actors. They had a bunch of people from Baldur's Gate, which is dope. Like I got to meet the voice actors who was Karlak and Starion. But there's a lot of retro video game stores that pop up and trying to sell stuff and everything
Oh,
like that.
God.
But we were talking about a couple weeks ago how the retro game market is just bananas now for pricing. And I saw this dude. I've seen at other shows, MagFest, Otakon, everything.
When you say bananas, you mean like it's high?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like super inflated, like taking advantage of people who don't know any better. Even though like anyone who wants to collect comics, trading cards, gaming, just go on pricecharting.com. You can find what the current market value is for like almost anything nerd culture.
See, that's literally the opposite of what's going on where I'm at, because like at least this market where I'm at, it's all going down.
Yeah, like I remember I got into it with this dude who got into it in the past before because he's a douchebag. Like he'd be overcharged for games, and it's like he don't like being called out for it. I said because I looked for some random games like my Mega Man, my Spider Man's, to fill the collection and whatnot. So you had Mega Man 5 on NES. One of the out of the NES ones, usually the most expensive one. Okay. And I'm trying to find a better copy because I got a jacked up copy. He was charging for just the cartridge.
What was jacked up? The tape on it? Like
the one I had, the labels, like it had some scuffs. There's a chip on the cartridge. Labels messed up. Like the game works fine. Like I got it cheap.
It just means you played the hell out of it.
Nah, I bought this like.
That's the condition he got it. This
is I got this like years ago for like $25 because it was messed up. I was like, whatever. So
I need to fix my NES because it resets over and over and over again.
That might just be that might just be an easy switch thing. Just pop it over.
Yeah.
Like put it back into place on the reset button. But he was trying to charge just the cartridge, not even pristine or high quality condition, $300.
What?
Average price right now for that game with just the cartridge is like $115 across all eBay lists and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, why are you charging this for this? He's like, it's Mega Man 5. I showed him my tattoos. Like, I'm highly aware what Mega Man this game is. It's one of the pricier ones, but you charging like 6 times what I can get it for on eBay right now. And it don't cost you that much to get a table at this convention. Like, I was like, I'll give you 100. He's like, nah. He's like, I can go on eBay right now and get it for $70, and the picture looks better than yours. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, buy it off eBay then. I was like, I'm trying to haggle because you're here. Because like I don't go out and try to collect games like I used to like 10 years ago. And
you're literally telling him that you're giving him a better offer than what you could get on eBay. That literally anybody could go to eBay right now and go get.
It sounded like the man did not want to move off 300.
No, he didn't. And like I was just like, well, a lot of your stuff's overpriced. It's like I get you at a con, you travel and whatnot, but like the cost of traveling and setting up the booth ain't that much money. It's like six times the cost almost. 5 times the cost. No, we you crazy. And then like other people heard me get into it with them, and they just started like 180 from the booth and going to check out the other people. And I was just like, oh well, I'm gonna go check out some other merch over that way.
You screwed that man's sales up.
Don't be charging like a douchebag. Like,
no, I agree with you. I'm with you on that because the comic side is exactly the same. It's horrible. It's like, come on, man. Like y'all dragging it out here, man. I get that you got a business to run, but like, that's just greed. Luckily, things like the sneaker market have basically flatlined, and you can get any J's you want for lower than market value now. I love it.
I mean, I usually buy mine at retail anyway because I get them right off of the sneakers app.
Yeah, but if you go to stock,
I've been trying to talk this whole time. You've been muted. I didn't realize I was still in my damn story.
Like, talk up.
Gotta set up that video ninja, that right input.
So while we're working through the minor technical difficulties, let me just take a moment to say good evening, everyone. Welcome to Start Button Live. This is a safe haven for geeks, nerds, weebs, dweebs, blurgs, and all gamers, whatever you want to label yourself as. I'm your host, King Anarchy, and here with me we have the wonderful Mr. Blicky Johnson.
Yeah.
There you go.
We have Mr. Rygen.
What up? What up?
And of course, the infamous Mr. Hustle Simmons.
Am I that infamous?
And a little bit.
You changed it up. You used to be infamous one. Now you also sit
very. Ooh, that's deep lore right there.
Taking it back.
That's deep lore. A lot of people
And
know that.
then, of course, our wizard, Mr. Wizard in the background, Mr. Loom. So, might not
Sorceress
see or
Supreme.
hear from him, but he's definitely back there making sure that we all beautiful. You feel me? So anyway, we got a lot of good stuff to get into today. We're not really going to cover news because remember, we're not always a news show. Very often times the headlines are way bigger, and so we need to talk about certain things that are going on in gaming to make sure that you guys are kept up to speed. Today, I want to kind of take a little bit of nostalgia as well as talk to my esteemed colleagues here and have some really good conversation because these are just conversations that have come up throughout the course of the week. But before we get into the real meat and potatoes of it, I'm just going to start off with the question of the day. So for everybody, the question of the day that I have for you is, what is a common misconception about gamers that you really wish would end? I'm going to start off today with Ricky because, he's our esteemed colleague. He's definitely back.
I can tell you right now, number one is that we don't make no money. Like as if we literally, oh snap, my camera just did something crazy. Hold on.
We can still hear you though.
But yeah, so like the number one misconception I feel like we have is that we just don't make no money. As if we sit in the house all day, for the 16 of the 24 hours that we're up throughout the day to just sit here, play games, don't stream, don't work a job. We just sitting here in a dungeon with all the lights off, playing video games. And I wish that's the one that I feel like needs to disappear. One, because people need to realize that there actually is money to be made in gaming, depending on how you apply yourself to it. And also, there's a such thing as having a regular job and just coming home and relaxing. Like I work all day and then I just want to relax. I work from home even. I literally moved my game system and my work system away from each other, specifically so when I get off of work, I have a different spot to go and sit so I can play the game.
Sometimes that's needed. I work from home as well. I mean, I also like my computer is here. Like my work computer is right in front of me, but everything else is behind me and off to the side. So I can't do the same. I can't do them both, even if I'm sitting in the same space. So I get it. I completely get it. And I think that you're right. I personally do agree with it. The misconception that gamers just can't make money, gamers can't function in normal society, and they just spend whatever they want. I mean, look, I'll say it like this, we're all adults. So I'm not gonna pocket watch nobody. You know what I mean? Like there are people where when I see the times they're available, when I see how often they can go places, like I'm like, how? Like I make okay money, just okay. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't afford to do it. So there's got to be money somewhere. You're completely right, Blake. Thanks.
Scamming.
I don't know. Scamming is crazy. Scamming is definitely crazy. I actually had somebody offer me that. I was like, yeah, I like my freedom.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
I like good food.
It's illegal to scam. It is not illegal to scalp. Just look down. I'm kidding.
Oh my god, that is terrible.
As hard as
those rules were getting close to changing. Remember the
I'll be getting one of those.
Series X drop? They were talking about patches.
I'll be getting one of those tomorrow, by the way.
What, a PS5?
Mm-hmm. Finally.
Talking about my boy Jack. He coming to the PlayStation side.
You said what?
Thought you already had one.
Nah. I had an Xbox. And then, I got my PC and I was like, well, with my PC, I got an Xbox, so. And then, my favorite game of the year is about to come out in like 5 days. So I have to get a console.
Please tell us what it is.
Oh, college football 25. Like,
okay.
Oh my God. Like, y'all just don't understand. Like, that is
coming.
Also,
it's been a long time coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, I owe Blicky an apology because He said that college football 25 was coming, and I said that game is never coming out.
I said, yes, I said that, and he was like, "Bro, the game's not coming out, bro.
The game is never coming out.
He was like,
They're
nobody's
never
talking
releasing the
about it,
game.
nobody's doing nothing." I was like, "Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I've been watching these YouTubers. I'm telling you, there's one in the works. I'm telling you, and I'll be darned, they done dropped all the different deep dives, and it is not Madden. It actually looks like a really, really good
Different game.
I might actually
thought out football game that is deeper than just like the core mechanics of the game. Like even with regular college football, it's from 2014. It's a deeper game than Madden 24 right now. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I owe you an apology.
What year was the
So
last
I have issued it.
NCAA?
I'm sorry.
What year was the last NCAA football game?
I believe
14.
the last 14.
14?
I know because I've been playing it like that. I haven't been playing nothing else. Like I've been playing college football 14. I can't tell you how I got it. You know,
but NCAA always smoked Madden out the water.
Exactly. And I mean, like, bro, like, I promise you, the only thing better about Madden than NCAA football 2014 is the graphics. That's it. That's it. And that is all. What is going
I'd
on?
rather have a solid gaming experience over like pretty graphics though. So that don't even
All day, every day. And it makes it so much better because one, obviously it's college. So you're not stuck with the same people forever. Right,
True.
You get these athletes for 4 years. If you're playing Dynasty or my career, whatever, you got them for 4 years and then they gone. You're recruiting new players every single year. Some of them's good, some of them's bad. You know, you actually got the whole scouting thing, the transfer portal thing. Like all of this stuff is brought into it. And then the new one, bro, it's on a whole nother level, bro. Like, yeah. Gone are the days where you can just play the same character through the whole season and run. Like, for instance, there was a point in time on a Madden where people would use Derrick Henry and they would just do run plays all day, right? You can't do that. If Madden had the new college football system, you wouldn't be able to do that because there's wear and tear. The more you get hit, the more your stats go down. It doesn't make you injured, but it makes your stats go down. You actually got to substitute your players so they can heal, you know, break the actual, like, it's crazy. I don't want to go too deep into it because I get to rant.
So you're asking for career-ending injuries and
It's not that. It's just that.
Absolutely, sometimes. Absolutely. Listen, when Patrick Mahomes gets to throwing 60-yard passes on the regular and he got somebody like Tyreek Hill who's guaranteed to catch it, get one of them out of here. You know, like one of them got to go.
Get hit so hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't condone violence. Just going to let you know that.
Only in video games.
Right. And, you know, if it ever does come down to violence, then these hands are indiscriminate. But anyway.
Yo, I don't know how I feel if I was playing Madden and my character got folded so hard.
These hands are rated E for everyone.
Listen, that's the thing about the college football that I like. There's two different types of wear now. You have wear and tear, and then you have the actual fatigue. The fatigue is your actual stamina, like how much you're running, how much you're using the turbo. The wear and tear is literally based off of where you get hit. So if you're a quarterback and you get hit in your arm too many times, your throwing power decreases, your throwing accuracy decreases. Like all of those things decrease. Every tackle isn't the same. It's different from getting hit by like a little small safety versus getting hit by a defensive lineman. It's going to hurt more. You're going to get more wear and tear off of it. So now you actually got to manage, you know, the damage and the stamina. And of course, it carries on game by game if you're doing it in like Dynasty and stuff like that. So
that makes a lot of sense considering that, you know, this happens for real. And the fact that they don't have to preserve one player, like, and make it so that, you know, you're going through this one player. So, yeah, I mean, I like that. I mean, if I get access to college football 25, I'll play it. PlayStation with you.
let me leave this. Maybe that's what's going on.
Okay.
Because I was deafened in a Discord call, so maybe that was what's problem it.
That could be.
Probably be it.
So, no, look, you're back.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, because it's basically pulling from two different sources, like two different programs are pulling from the same source.
It's RAM intensive as well. Yeah. So,
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
with our question of the day, let's move over to Raijin.
Oh, what stereotypes?
Gaming misconceptions.
Game misconceptions.
Yeah.
Mine is more so about gamers in general, and this is more so just from experience going to so many damn cons, everything like that. Gamers like to party. I don't know, like gamers are not like meek, sitting in the corner, not talking to anybody in the basement. Not talking about. I can tell you from going to these MagFests, all these like it's because it's a 4-day long party. These people like to get down and crazy all the time now. Whether like crazy room party, I'm being dead ass like hand up. These people be smuggling stripper poles into these hotel rooms and having these wild ass parties. Like people is crazy these days in the gaming scene, in these parties at these conventions, man.
Don't be these parties.
Well,
What do you
but
What do you mean by that?
dozens of parties that I've slipped out, room parties I've slipped out of that I got left because I knew cops was coming. So went back to my room or went back down to the arcade. No, I'm not even joking. Like these people have specially cut stripper poles they measured, and they like go get somebody in through a side door, like outside. Not they don't come in through the front of the parking lot, go up to the rooms, set them up, and literally have their own basically strip clubs in these room parties. And it's wild, fun as hell. But it's like I remember the first time I went to these parties back, because I was like, I knew anime kids got down.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like, but I didn't know we was getting down like this. It's like it was kind of heartwarming to see a little bit, because it's like everyone just thinks like gamers don't like to party like that, but it be happening. Don't be sleeping on it.
I mean, look at the crazy TwitchCon parties that I hear of. I'm like, yo.
Yup.
Welcome to the stream. We're glad to have you. If it's your first time, then we definitely invite you back.
If you ever go to a PAX Prime or a PAX East and say like, "Yo, we got a party," and be like, "Oh, that's probably gonna be boring," I swear to you, that will probably be one of the craziest parties you go to. So check it out. That's my thing about what's a misconception about gamers.
Exactly. Don't party. Okay. Now you're starting to make me double question whether or not
Yo, what up, Nick? That's my boy Nick.
What's up, Nick?
Okay. That was who I was greeting before. But yeah, now you're starting to make me question whether or not I need to be at these.
All I'm saying is, Nick's been to MagFest. He can attest, seeing how wild some of these things get. Like, should be getting crazy down there. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Kengar, the guy I met at MagFest, definitely does stuff. Plus, he's popular in the gaming community. So that's definitely.
Well, tell him to check us out.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
link in the Kengar, buddy.
All right. Hustle, what you got?
Common misconception is that gamers only game, and that's like our only hobby. It's like, no, far from it. I have tons of hobbies that don't involve gaming that I've talked about before. Like, I love playing pool. I love playing basketball. It's been a while since I played basketball, but like, there's so many things that I enjoy doing that aren't game related. Like fishing. I haven't done fishing in forever.
I was about to say, all of those are games.
No, but I like doing them in real life. I like touching grass and going outside and doing.
Yeah, I know. I was being pedantic.
Yeah.
The graphics is better.
Basketball is, a game.
Bowling.
We bowling. We got you.
No. Real life activities that don't involve being in front of a screen.
I mean, technically, you got multiple screens. What you got? You got to see where you got your strikes.
No.
And they got the animations up.
No. Playing baseball. I know. I swear to God, if you say,
I'm just saying, Super Baseball 2020 is the best baseball game ever made.
That is very true. I will not argue that. That's very much true. Like,
so your misconception is that gamers literally only play video games?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think. A lot of people think that we don't do anything else but game, and that's far from that. There's some people I know that, and obviously with myself too, like drawing, painting, dancing, We're very diverse in our skill set. Granted, there are some of us who I think maybe game a little too much, a little too online. But majority
I don't know.
Not there's anything wrong with that. Like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But there.
Oh no! I mean, me and my boy Quan here. So over the past couple of days, I got back into Pokemon Unite, and I don't know. The both of us sat there for about 6 hours each day.
On Unite?
5 hours. Yeah.
What the
That road to master, bro. Like in the 2 days that I've played, I've gone from veteran 5 to ultra 4, ultra 3, something like that. Like we just stopped last night, and the only reason I'm not doing it right now is because I'm here with you guys.
That's like an instance of that, but you don't regularly do that type of behavior.
Yes, it is a fallacy. Gamers definitely do a lot other than gaming, but just not to what people would picture. Like we do have lives outside of gaming. Absolutely.
A lot of people think we don't have lives outside of gaming.
That is true. So my common misconception, and
Some of us don't.
to the ladies here, no disrespect. So with all due respect, the common misconception that I feel that needs to stop when it comes to gamers and people who play games of any kind is that we don't get bitches.
I was about to say cheat.
Hey, yo, this guy is crazy. He right though.
Because I swear to you, you do not understand how many times I've heard somebody think or somebody say, because I can't hear people think,
Bro.
but you don't know how many times I've heard somebody say something like, oh, that's just a little nerd over there. He don't get no bitches. You know what I'm saying? He's not cool. No. I've seen some quiet, small frame, tiny built, little nerdy dudes who would bag somebody faster than like a jock.
That is,
you know what I'm saying? In school, like gamers can pull other people. Like, you know, female gamers, they go to these cons, they do cosplays. What you think? They not out here having a whole bunch of dudes drooling over them? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really think that that's something that needs to be fixed. Or at least that's a misconception. Okay.
yeah. No, but that is true. It's like they all think like, granted, there are some of us who don't.
By all means, there are 1,000% that group of people who you can look at and almost tell that they would not willingly touch grass or touch another person.
They're the ones that can't have a conversation with women, and you can tell too, because it's like, yo, you are fucking tripping.
Well, I'm also not gonna lie. There are people who you would think wouldn't be able to have those conversations and still manage to master them. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
because
gonna-
weirdos attract weirdos eventually. So I mean, they eventually
We're all a little weird.
things that run.
It's what level is your weirdness?
Blicky is back, boys and girls. So I am going to poof and disappear and bring back Blicky.
Balu.
Tone's
You know
nickname.
you here.
I know, right?
Mhm.
Tone's nickname used to be Super Smash Hose.
Wow, no, we're not doing that. Now,
I know
not later.
Blicky's-
No, we're not doing that. All right.
All right.
Yeah, we can't. Well, the stream can't hear you right now, but you know what I'm saying. Run some tests with your camera, and before I get out of here. But
I can get why that misconception is a thing, because there are some where I'm just like, yo,
I mean, yeah, but again,
I think some of them choose not to
correct.
like,
There's
like, I don't want to cuss, but deal with it. deal with dating
Right.
and all that stuff like that too. So. You can't talk right now because you got to fix your
I'm-
camera.
I am of the belief that there's someone.
He's back. Your camera good though?
You got a cousin that
Blicky?
His camera froze again.
I mean, you're still here. We can see you, bro. So
In the pause with sticks. Well, all right. So we used to pretend to be. We used to pretend to be samurais, and we would take the little yard markers and stuff out of the ground, and and we would use them as actual swords,
okay.
and then we would pretend to be fucking Lubu and Lube because we love Dynasty Warriors, shit like that. Well,
Okay.
as we got older, I started to age. He just didn't. He literally, till this day, still live with his mom. This is my big cousin. He live with his mom's, which is one thing. That's fine. I understand some people still do that, right? Don't got no job, barely take baths, cheddar bob teeth. He showed up to a job interview. He got him a job interview. He showed up to the job interview with a hole in his pants from his ass to the back of his knee. Terrified to talk to girls. I've shot his shot at females for him, and when they went to talk to him, he'd be like, I'm shy, I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? He was that type of guy. He still ain't no was. He is that type of guy. And I did have to distance myself from him, because I don't want to be grouped into that kind of gamer. So I kind of leave him where he at. I don't play the video game with him anymore because I know I'm gonna say something.
They also say that, and people look at you like this. So you're only as good as the company you keep. So when if you hang around with somebody and they're a certain type of way, and they're known to be said type of way, and you're actually friends with them, they kind of put that notion off on you. So it makes complete sense.
That's a fact. If you feel like she a bird, or you feel like her friends is a bird, she probably a bird too. I'm just saying. Watch out for the birds. Don't be doing the bird call, fellas.
I bet your cousin is crazy good at Smash Brothers, stupidly good. Because the only people that look like that are high tier, super. You went to Evo. Tell me, am I right about that? What he's describing?
It's not even
those is what
it's
you
not
call
even subjective opinion because there's been so many damn parody videos, and it's just damn, I know this motherfucker good at Smash. Look at the hands, look at his shoes. He don't take damn stuff. I'm gonna get my ass
about himself.
But it's no, I can tell you going because Hustle knows I used to be the Smash pro team a lot, and it's yeah, it's true. It's true. There's no.
Well, see, so I've learned that it's not a particular game; it's a particular lifestyle, because it doesn't really matter the game. If they binge a game, they usually end up looking like that to a degree. So for him, his thing is 2K. All day, every day, 2K.
NBA 2K?
Yeah, I don't know why he loves that trash ass game so much, but he does.
Usually 2K niggas kind of take care of themselves.
Usually 2K dudes are the ones that got a woman somewhere deleting all of their data.
Yeah. They usually have a girlfriend who's usually pissed off at him because he's busy playing 2K all the time.
So he's a gamer like me. So when I say that is I'm saying he plays everything. He's not restricted to one genre of game. But as of right now, the game that he does play the most is 2K.
It's 2K.
That's the game that he always goes back to. For me, it's Red M. Right. So I'll play a bunch of different games, but eventually I will go back to Red M. for him, he'll play a bunch of different games, but eventually he'll go back to 2K. Like whenever he get bored and don't feel like playing nothing else, he'll play 2K. When a new 2K come out, he's that guy who's on it for the first 5 months. You know, so for me, it's Red M. You know, like I'm pretty sure for Tone, it's like Monster Hunter. When a Monster Hunter drops, he's binging that game for probably a couple of months before he starts, you know, playing other stuff. And then whenever he does play other stuff, eventually he'll come back to it because it's like that's his go-to.
I can tell you that I think the Monster Hunter that I have the least amount of hours currently is Rise.
Same.
And
Not because I
Probably
don't
got
like,
like
not because I don't like Rise.
600 hours in that game still.
no, I think I have 250-ish.
That's
I think
crazy.
it's because it's less grinding.
I think I'm about that. I think the game,
somewhere around there.
the game by far I put the most Monster Hunter time into was Free Me Night 2, like easily.
Yeah,
I think mine was World.
World's up there, but me and Hustle would always meet up at Game Crazy with people like almost every damn day. You just
So I used to walk down the street to my boy's house, and then my boy Solidus would come through, and we would all just play together with the little cables or whatever, or
I just know Free Me Night 2 was the highest because I had a memory stick on my PSP before the memory stick just failed out of nowhere, where I had like 3,200 hours on that one character.
That's crazy.
Memory stick died. I put another like 2,000 hours in on
crazy.
another. I was like freedom because I was like traveling all the time or just like chilling in class or something, like between classes or something like that, or be on break at work. I just have my PSP and I'm like this Monster Hunter all the damn time.
and the crazy part is,
Can't see him.
the crazy part is, though, is that we.
Hey, shit.
Here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part about that time frame of like Freedom Unite 2, right? The crazy part about that is that there's never been an overlap in that time frame between me, you, Tone, and Solidus. Me and E would play with Solidus at the store. Tone never came to the store.
Yeah.
So that's like a weird ass overlap.
Yeah, because like legitimately, I was already in the circle and never knew. I'd never been to the store, but like it was me, Solidus, and Phase 1 Ghost. Sanchez, and we would always play. And they never brought me.
No, I think there was one time there was supposed to be a crossover because there was one time we went over to Sanchez's house and I think you were supposed to come and didn't for some reason.
And I lived down the street.
Yeah. I don't know why it didn't come.
Probably. We know, like life happens, but still, that's crazy. So anyway, speaking of Smash, I want to get into
this shit was delicious. I just want y'all to know that.
That's not what I was going to say.
Quick,
Happy for you.
just so y'all know, it ain't Tay if he don't cook and play. All right, that's literally my whole slogan. Like all of my friends that I play the game with, they be mad at me because I'm the person who go AFK for like 10, 15 minutes to go and cook something real quick. So,
But
you might see me. We
don't know who Tay is. We know Blicky Johnson.
Blicky. It just don't rhyme with Blicky though.
You right.
It ain't Blicky unless he cook and play.
Hold on. So what do you cook up then?
Oh,
It ain't Blicky if
that
you're
was a
not over
loaded
there
baked
trying to get
potato.
sticky.
Okay.
Just some slight, little loaded baked potato.
Right?
You ain't
You ain't hear me? I said it ain't Blicky if he ain't over there trying to get sticky.
Nah, for
Hey,
real.
yo. Come on.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Gotta raise up the camera a little bit.
Give that baby boy to the camera.
I'm kidding.
I forgot the wrench. I knew it was
wow.
something.
All right. So anyway, we did talk about Smash Brothers for a second and its players, and I know that there was a little bit of drama with Smash Brothers back. But I want to move back to what we were talking about last week. We actually covered the Dr. Disrespect drama and everything that was going on with Dr. Disrespect. So by this point, we, essentially know that he's been losing his deals. He's been losing, pretty much everything that made him what it was, or that he has built from the fame or from the notoriety to extreme. Even to the point where like some of the games that he's partnered with that had skins and cosmetics are now removed from the they're removing them from the game stores and things of that nature. So if you're a player and you had like the the Doctor Disrespect skins or the Doctor Disrespect packs, there some of the games are actually offering refunds. So what I wanted to get into today was that the fact that when they give you refunds, they refund you an in-game credit, and I want to talk about like the whole process of when you want to buy something in game and you actually are willing to open up your wallet or open up your pocket and spend real money. They make you go to the store, buy another currency that is basically translating your real money into in-game currency and then transferring that in-game currency into said item that you want. When it comes time for refunds, they're refunding you the in-game currency, but there's never a way for you to get a refund of your real money. So I want to kind of get an idea of what you guys feel about that whole process and procedure. Like, how do you feel about not being able to get a full refund from a game?
I mean, I don't be current. And the reason why I don't be current is simply because I already spent the money on the game. Like, I don't, like, it's not that so for me, it's one of those things. When I ask for a refund, that means I don't plan on touching this thing ever again. Right now, if I still plan on playing the game and I still play the game, right, and I spent this money on the game, and you take away a skin, but you give me my in-game currency back, I don't think I'm tripping that much, and it's because I've already spent the money on the game. Like, it was already allocated to the game. Like, when I bought it, I had went through my budget for the week or whatever, and then I marked off all the things that was important outside of the game, and then I allocated this bit of money to the game. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna go and get another cosmetic that came out a little bit later, whatever the case might be. Now, I think it should really only matter if you actually need the money. Like, if you need the money back, then that's one thing. But if you
broke,
well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if you actually need the money back, then I can see. But then you probably shouldn't be buying it in the first place. Like,
I'm about to say that man Blicky said, if you broke, just say that.
I think it depends on the content you're potentially losing. If it's cosmetic skins, it's like, but they at least give you the in-game currency back, you could buy something else with it. I don't see an issue with it. But it depends on the content. Like, there's been times where we lost content. Let's say go to different examples.
No, content. Go ahead and finish.
No,
we're talking about Destiny right now.
I would say specifically, like, not due to a controversy. Like, the whole Dr. Respect, they took the skins away, Rogue Company, all this other shit. But there's been other times, let's look at like some older Destiny content that you paid for expansion wise, and then between different updates, that shit was just gone. And even though you bought that expansion, they was like, oh, we're changed around. You can't access this strike anymore or this raid anymore. It's like
for Iron Banner.
Yeah. And it's like, I paid for this though. It's like, yeah, but that's not what we want in the game right now.
That's literally the one thing is the reason why I stopped playing Destiny.
It's like, in comparison, like, even though they're not the same vein, like World of Warcraft don't do that. I can go back, play the OG dungeons from literally it's freaking 20. It's the 20th anniversary this year. 20 years ago in OG WoW, and because that's never been taken away. But some dungeons have been revamped, but they're still there in a way. But it's like when other games do stuff like that, yeah, it depends on the content. If it's like some cosmetic, as long as I get my money back in some form, I don't care.
Yeah, because I can definitely go back to DC Universe Online on the PlayStation right now, and
but the question is, why would you?
I would never. I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like that game has much more to offer than its glory days. It should have been dead a long time ago.
I
But
mean,
Wait,
we got games that are
Are those
being
glory-
revived right
Are the
now.
glorious days in the rooms with us for DC Universe Online?
man,
I'm sorry. I thought the game was trash. I'm sorry.
the game was not. It wasn't bad. Like DC Universe, I feel like came out at a time when they were adding actual mechanics into the combat of MMOs. Because before DC, it was
City of Heroes.
yeah. Well, City of Heroes, but City of Heroes didn't. Well, I wasn't a PC player at the time, so I can't really speak on City of Heroes. I'm not gonna sit here and throw up numbers like I don't know. But for me, DC Universe was the first MMO that I had played where you can throw like combos, and then there was like actual like melee to power combos, and then there was like PvP where the button that you chose to press mattered, so you actually had like to have some skill. It wasn't just me spamming spells and stuff like that. So DC was my first game like that. But I wasn't a PC player. I was playing on PlayStation. So they didn't, PlayStation don't really have a lot of MMOs as is. At least not at the time during PS3.
They've actually had a couple of decent ones, but I definitely agree with you because I was a PC player and I was an MMO player back then. And yeah, PlayStation just if I wanted to MMO, I definitely would not go to PlayStation first. They had Final Fantasy 11 at that time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know for a fact to this day still has kind of a cult following.
Yep.
It ended up being really successful to a point because it came out PS2, and I know that much because when Final Fantasy 11 came out, I actually when the PlayStation 2 hard drive, I bought the hard drive and modem, and it came with like a free trial of Final Fantasy 11. I'm like, I never would have thought that I could actually hook the internet up to my PS2. So now here we are in the day and age.
Dreamcast boys was already doing that with PSO.
But then if you got that phone call, you didn't get to go online.
Oh yeah.
The thing about the Dreamcast was a great system. Okay, I lied. It was all right. It was all right. It had some great games. It did. It had a couple great games, but the system itself was.
I don't know. I still put Dreamcast in my top 3 systems all time.
Honestly,
What? Top 3 is crazy.
Launch lineup. What do you mean? No other.
Had the best what?
Launch lineup can match that shit.
You said college sports?
No, launch lineup.
Launch lineup.
Oh, launch lineup. Oh, you talk about it at the beginning. I'm talking about it's like entire lifespan.
The lifespan.
The design was definitely ugly, but
its lifespan was
it had a decent little list when it launched, but
yeah, it had great games. So, all right, the one thing I'll never take away from Sega and their Dreamcast is that it had great games. One thing that and to be honest with you, the Dreamcast actually had to compete with the Sega, the Nintendo 64 and the Sony PlayStation. And out of the three, the Dreamcast looked the best as far as a console went. And I believe personally that the Dreamcast controller was the foundation for the current Xbox controller.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it was.
So
for sure,
with all of that, remember that right now, current Xbox controller is technically considered one of the most ergonomic and hand-friendly controllers in the game.
And Sega did have the first mainstream iteration of an analog controller with the Saturn. Yeah. The Saturn had its 3D controller, which had an analog stick in it.
Honestly, if you look at how gaming evolved, the Dreamcast did a lot of stuff first. As far as a home console.
Yeah, it's actually probably one of the most innovative consoles that has ever existed.
Yep. I still got my Dreamcast, and my games, my VMU.
Still to this day, the best version of a lot of fighting games are still on the Dreamcast. Capcom vs. SNK 2, The Fatal Furies, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yep.
I really think that the real
Project
issue
Justice,
is
like
the
sorry.
real issue is that Dreamcast just like Sega ran into their issues during the Dreamcast life.
Yeah.
No, this I would say the Sega Channel going to the Saturn was the beginning of the downfall. The Dreamcast
Yes.
was unfortunately like
The
not
aftermath
enough.
of it.
It wasn't enough to make up for all the losses they
It was
had for
burnout.
that generation and a half before the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sega was doing way too much in such a short amount of time, and like they ended up cannibalizing themselves.
This is true. This is true because let's see, there was a Sega Genesis, the Sega 32X, the Sega CD,
Which is innovative as fuck because they
Then
tried
the,
to.
then the Saturn.
then the
First
Saturn.
of all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all, I don't know nothing about
We take
Oh,
actually I would say it.
no,
Actually,
no shade. You know what I'm saying? No
I just
shade.
I just thought of a funny ass correlation. Plainfield, New Jersey took Sega very seriously. Now that I think about it, now
I was
I
a
really
Sega
think
guy.
about it.
Yes.
I was a Sega guy.
Yes,
guy.
I wasn't.
Y'all starting to name. See, so for me, like it was the Sega Dreamcast. Every other
mean?
one that y'all named, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know.
Well,
Also,
the stuff that we named,
Sega Genesis. That's about it.
the Genesis. Well, remember, the Genesis was before the Dreamcast, right?
Right.
But it was also before all the rest of that stuff. So with the Sega CD, I believe you took the Sega Genesis and you put it into
it had
this,
a dock.
this. Yeah,
Pop the Genesis on one side, then you had the CD on the other side.
yeah. And then the 32X was
It looked like,
a cartridge that went into the cartridge slot at the top that was supposed to boost your graphics.
And then they had the Sega Channel modem that you hooked up to all that, so you could then
Get
play.
the fuck out of
you
here.
Yeah, they basically turned the Sega Genesis
so,
into a
yeah, that was-
transformer, bro.
But
They was definitely doing
But the thing is,
too
like,
fucking
shout out
much.
to them
Like,
for not making it so you don't have to buy a new console for
Yes.
no,
all these
fuck
things.
that. Okay, hold on, wait. I gotta.
They
ask,
wanted
all right?
to. They
'Cause
wanted
I'm
the Sega
intrigued.
Genesis to not be.
I'm truly intrigued by this. All right, I am.
They wanted it
So-
to not be obsolete so bad, bro.
Here's
I
my
promise.
question, and this will make it make sense or not make sense. How much did it cost for these editions? Like when you
If
add
I
the Sega
recall-
CD,
If
I don't think it
recall
was the
right-
cost of a whole system.
If
No.
I recall right, like we got the damn internet.
It was cheaper.
Sega CD.
yeah, like I need some prices because
But
at
Sega
some
also-
point it just makes more sense to just make it
Sega also was the
like,
first.
and that's a lot of different additions that you
Hold
added. Like you added
You're
a
right.
fucking graphic
You're right.
booster, a CD player, a
Right.
goddamn graphic. Like,
Yeah, the only
Well, you got to also remember the backwards compatibility thing that people always have wanted.
the
So-
Sega CD
First
was the
was-
most expensive attachment, only because CD technology that wasn't like a Walkman at that time was like mad expensive. That was $300 when that dropped in
Okay.
92.
Shit, they were the first.
But that was 92.
wait, how
And
much
then-
was it? You said how much?
300.
392.
Ooh, you should have just made a new system. Listen,
But
if anything
people
else,
didn't
do you
buy
know
it.
how much
costs more than
you know how much
$50?
CD players was in that time?
okay. Listen, I grew up in the early 2000s. I was born in '94, but I grew up in the early 2000s. All right,
CDs
that was when
CD
I was old
players-
enough to actually understand, and I had a CD player.
No,
All right,
when
And
CD
it was like-
players first dropped, they were pricey. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same way like how 8K TVs would be like $8,000, $9,000 right now. That was the equivalent. Like remember when 4K TVs dropped, they was thousands of dollars, and now you can go to the store and buy a 4K TV for $300.
What was mind blowing to
Right.
me though was being able to play a music CD in the Sega CD. Like before, like that became like a standard thing, right?
that's crazy because I thought Xbox was the one who started that.
Hell no, Sega was. That was
No, I just
that
looked
blew
it up.
my mind that you could play music CDs in the Sega CD.
You know what I just looked up?
Nah, for real. I gotta definitely
So,
get the
Sony's
history
first-
lesson. I'm loving it.
So Sony's
Talk
first
to me. Tell me
CD
about it.
player was a Discman, dropped in '84.
Right.
$350.
Okay.
For a Discman,
Yeah, for a Discman drop.
like
$350.
the
got me
portable
fucked.
Yeah,
gen.
the little
You got me fucked up.
Discman box in '84 before we were all born.
Wow.
$350.
What month in '84?
This dropped. Doesn't say. It just says launched '84.
Yo, that is
Right.
crazy.
Oh no,
First of all,
November.
paying $300 for a CD
Day
player
in November.
is crazy.
It just got November. It got the
But look at it this way though.
I
How
was
much?
literally trying to make this before we were all born.
Hold on. Blicky said that was crazy. Wait, Blicky said that was crazy.
$300 for a CD player. Just
In
for CD
'84 is crazy. That's like
$300
equivalent
for
to like
anything in
$1,500
'84.
right now.
Because of your age range, you grew up when MP3 players were a thing. How much did an iPod cost?
You said
Yeah,
you were
but-
you said you were born what year? 04?
He said he's born in '94.
Oh my
my
God.
bad. My bad.
That is
94.
crazy. That
My
you
bad.
take
No,
you
right?
guys off,
That's-
you know?
Wild.
I got some timers. I can't remember shit sometimes.
So
He 30 now.
I would
He 30.
say it was about $200-$300
Say exactly same thing. Like because the technology
when it
just
first came out. Okay.
It's like
Lou
literally the
said it
same
was
thing.
$299.99.
I mean, imagine, right? $300 is usually the starting point for a lot of technology, but in 1984, $300 was different than 2005.
Can I just say that when the Xbox Series S released, it was $299.99?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And
When the
look at-
Xbox Series S
But-
released,
That's just a
It
testament
was
how much
$299.
technology's changed.
Yeah,
like
like
that is
$300.
crazy.
So when it comes to
The
marketing,
iPhone
right?
is sheesh.
when it comes to marketing, so we understand that marketing, they have comfort numbers. Like the reason that you don't go to the store and see a price tag at 300.00, but instead you see 299.99 is because it still makes you feel like it's in the twos. So you're more comfortable with that than the three.
That's true. I figured that out a long time ago. You ain't about to fool me.
That's
ain't
not a
about to play
tax
me
thing.
like I'm stupid.
That is a marketing thing, and it's a comfort number. So
Because
once
you
you
think
hit,
they tripping about a penny? Like they're not
Yep.
tripping about a single
so
penny.
once
But
you hit that $300 mark, instantly your thought as a customer is, what?
$300.
This is $300? Nah, but this is $299.99. You know, it's a comfort number.
I've worked
Think
in
about-
retail and I never
You
thought
never
it.
correlated it. Yeah,
Never,
I
never.
peeped that when I started buying my own video games.
Oh yeah.
That's why
You know,
they give you a
started realizing that
$399.
taxes matter.
Right. But when all right, so imagine, all right, remember back in the day you would ask your mom, "Oh, mom, can I get this game? How much is it?" "Oh, it's only $49.99. Boy, that's $50. You have to get on my face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Calm
Yeah.
down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Also, another quick go back shout out Dreamcast. The only good Berserk video game.
Yes.
Only good what?
Berserk
I
video
had
game.
Go to the
Not
Berserk.
only that, but probably the best crazy
Yeah,
metal
Berserk
game that ever came out.
Dreamcast.
How's that the only good Berserk video game?
Because Band of the Hawk is not really a Berserk game. It's a Dynasty Warriors game.
First of all, don't disrespect Dynasty Warriors.
Is it-
like
And
that.
what's
I
wrong
love-
with that, sir?
I love Dynasty Warriors, but
There
that
is a-
game is not a Berserk game. It's a
Hold on.
Dynasty Warriors game with Berserk skin on it.
There is
So
a-
wait, is
Is
and that's
Dynasty
exactly
Warriors
what makes it
not
good.
a
No,
Berserk game?
No, Berserk is Berserk the
Damn.
anime series.
one of the greatest mangas.
Okay.
Yeah.
locally.
But I actually had Band of the Hawk and I enjoyed it, and that was actually how I got familiar with the series. So yeah, I mean, I definitely had a lot of fun with it.
I mean, the best Dynasty Warriors like ripoff game is Dynasty Warriors Gundam, but I'm just biased.
Gundam 3. Gundam 3 did it right. But
Gundam 3
you
was
also got to
pretty
think about One Piece Pirate Warriors.
Nope.
They're good too. They're fun.
They're pretty good.
They not Gundam. They not Dynasty
They're not.
Warriors
They're
Gundam
not.
3,
Yeah, they're not.
you know.
That
And
Dynasty Warriors game was crazy.
yeah, that one was good.
Bring that
And
back.
it made sense too. Like the
Right?
setting was right. Like
So then you go through tons and tons of like Zaku's and Leos throughout the entire series. It only made sense to do that with Gundam.
yeah.
Get on that
Dynasty
band.
Warriors 4 was the best Dynasty Warriors. though.
Whatever. Make that happen.
I'm sorry. Dynasty Warriors 4. I think I agree with you.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors 4 was the best one, if you ask me.
I mean, I can fully agree with you that Dynasty Warriors 9 was the worst one.
Oh, absolutely.
All of you on that one. That's like not even.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like oh.
You'll never
Man,
hear a
like-
person say, yo, my favorite Dynasty Warriors game was 9.
Hey, yo, you seen that open world Dynasty War? And they
Terrible.
couldn't even fix it with whatever the reskin, rehash, whatever they did. They're trying to bring it back. Nah,
What they need to do is go back to the original landscape of it.
That's what it seems like the new game's gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm praying to God that they do. Like I'm just
Yeah.
waiting.
Well-
I'm just waiting on. What the fuck?
looking at that.
I need another Samurai Warriors game, and then also put Yasuke back in that again, so then more people can complain and bitch about him.
I don't know if I'm actually like I think I'm actually more of a fan of the Dynasty Warriors games than the Samurai Warriors games.
I definitely like Samurai Warriors more than Dynasty Warriors.
Wow, I like the whole Three Kingdoms thing. I get to play Japanese stuff all the time.
Don't get me wrong,
Like-
I love Three Kingdoms thing, but Sengoku Warfare is like one of my favorite things historically.
Well, I love that. I love the Sengoku, but it's just like I don't know
Samurai
something
Warriors
about
had
the
a
Dynasty
better combat
Warriors.
system.
It's possible. It's just that for some reason, for me, the Dynasty Warriors characters really stick to the heart. Like
I mean, some of our favorite
if you-
games are from that.
if
like-
you ever named Sao,
Pussy.
Xiao Dun, yeah,
First of all, Xiao Dun.
it is Xiao.
If you're gonna say it, you gotta say it right.
My boy
don't
says
disrespect.
Xiao Dun. So, but if you ever name Sao, Zhao Yu, Zhao Yun, or Xiao Dun,
Xiao Yun. All right. We go. Okay, listen. We gonna do this the right way.
I have to
All right, we gonna-
enunciate differently. I
We gonna
understand.
we gonna do this the right way. All right.
If I say Zhao Yu and Zhao Yun, they don't sound different on
I was on
camera. You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense. You got me.
So I
You
have
got
to
me.
put it
You
where
got me.
English speakers would understand the difference.
But if you want the best of both worlds, you just go get the Warriors Orochi series because it has both.
And also,
Yeah,
I was
but
gonna
it's
say,
it's
it's due
a
to Dynasty
downgrade of a
Warriors,
game.
and it's due to Dynasty Warriors. We got the Sengoku Basara series.
True, that's very
Because Devil Kings was the first.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that whole franchise, and that was
Yep.
just straight up a Dynasty Warriors recall.
That
That's
that
where we got
was
the-
people know about Devil Kings. Very
that
spot.
game was pretty good.
Well, that was just the English translation. But
And let's not forget, Onimusha is literally Sengoku, the Sengoku period. But
Oh my gosh, Onimusha had one of the best PvP fighting games they came out at that time. I think it was on like PS2.
I remember what you're
And
talking about. Yeah.
like,
Oh,
bro,
God.
that game was crazy. I can't remember the name. I've been looking for it for a long time.
Onimusha Warlords.
No, that's just
No.
the whole title of the first game.
It was like Onimusha.
Warrior something.
Bro, that game
Blade
was
Warriors.
crazy good.
Blade
Yeah,
Warriors.
yeah.
Blade
That
Warriors.
game, that game was crazy good. Like, especially the combat, like fighting each other PvP. Like that shit was incredible. I had some of the best. Like I said, my cousin. I ain't gonna say his name, but my cousin, the one who ain't shit. Me and him, like,
Just gotta sprinkle that in there.
yeah, just but like me and him, I love him to death. But when I tell you my most epic video game moments was with that guy when it came to PvP stuff. Like,
He was
especially when it goes to like Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Battles
literally like man, I'm telling you, beam struggle after beam struggle, you know, combat clash after combat clash, over and over again. Like we would literally go at it. Same thing with Naruto, but Onimusha, that game, yeah, that was a different one.
I never
Yeah,
got
I think it had like the co-op PvP or whatever, where you can like play as two and then play against the computer.
I never had to play Blade Wars. I wanted to though.
You know, Bushido Blade
Oh yeah.
is one of the best PvP games ever.
Who made that?
Was
That's
it Square?
Party?
Bushido
Sounds
Blade?
like
Square?
I think
Yeah.
It
that was,
sounds like a Square game.
yeah,
I
I
ain't
think that
gonna
was
lie.
Square.
No. That might be a Sony first party.
I don't think so. I mean, I think it was a Sony game.
Lightweight developer published by Square.
Square.
Yep,
Oh,
it's
shit.
Square.
Look at God.
Yeah,
That-
I'm
Y'all know
pretty
that
sure
the
he's
best
right.
PvP game is COD.
Well, the reason that I say Bushido Blade is because Bushido Blade was a game that was on, I believe, the original PlayStation. And you know how COD has hardcore mode?
Come on, son.
So Bushido Blade was literally hardcore mode and sword fighting.
Yep. It still has some of the best sword fighting mechanics in a game.
And it was modeled off of like real people, but like literally one hit and you could die.
Yep.
If you got hit the wrong way, you were done. Like it all came down to who struck first and where you struck. So if you got hit in your arm, you can still keep fighting. Or if you got hit in your leg, you can still keep fighting, but you were slower. But like if you got like head or center mass, you're dead. You're done.
Yep.
Match.
I would love to play that, man. Damn.
It sounds like a remake need to be made.
I would take it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would too.
There's a couple of games that I would think would be great remakes. That sounds like one of them.
It's definitely if you get an opportunity to at least look at some like actual gameplay footage, I would suggest them.
Call me Bushido Brown.
He about to be Bleachy Bushido Brown.
Legendary Bushido.
You know it. I'm like, that might be. You know what? When I start my Ghost of Tsushima playthrough again, because I'm like halfway through. I'm like halfway through, but I stopped because I got ADHD. You know, I come back eventually. But that stream is gonna be called Blicky Bushido Johnson.
Yep. That sounds about right.
I like that.
And speaking on the on refunds, what do you think would be the ramifications for these companies if they actually did decide to get actual? If they return money to you in a way that is it bankruptcy? Yeah, like whatever you originally paid. Like especially for a situation like this, and where you have a streamer and where you have like a skin that you bought for somebody that you supported, and some controversy came out. Yeah. Even though I'm still not of the mind that they should be modeling people.
Here's the thing, though. This is about to be like, I guess,
hot take,
popular or controversial or whatever.
Hot take time.
I guess it's gonna be a hot take, maybe, possibly, maybe it's a cold take. I don't know. But the current player base, Rogue Company, is like a couple hundred people. Bro, the people asking for their refunds, you ain't playing the game no more. You moved on.
All-time peak, and that's not even like crazy to say because all-time peak for Rogue Company on Steam. I think more people played it on Epic, if I remember right though. But all-time peak on Steam, 12,000 people.
Exactly.
At once.
Concurrent. Yeah. Here's my thing. Full refund funds will easily make a company like that go out of business. And the reason why I say that is because it's obviously cost to make said game, right? You actually got to pay to make said game. It's already expensive. Mm-hmm. The goal is for you to make that money back and then some by selling said game, right? Now, what is the chances of you going bankrupt if you put out some bullshit and then everybody wants their money back, or at least 75 to 80% of the people?
But in this
you
case,
are guaranteed to be put in the hole, and you might have made, at that point, you only made some of your money back. Now, I get it. A company like Square, a company like Rockstar, they can do that and not bat an eye. But Hi-Rez,
they can't afford that.
They can't afford something like that. Like that might put them in the dirt.
And it's not only that, but like,
I don't know. Hi-Rez, I feel like Hi-Rez makes some money, bro. Like, yeah, they're not like
they make money on Smite, but
that's what I'm saying. But like Smite, what's the other?
Hi-Rez and Next Studio in the Smite studio separated. They're now Titan. That's Titanforge now.
Really?
Oh, you're right. That's right.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Crazy.
So yeah, they going in the dirt.
What was the other? Like, I really feel like Hi-Rez gets
what other game do they have?
They had the Overwatch ripoff. They had the
Paladins is technically in.
What is it? What's it called? Paladins. Who the fuck cares about that game? Nobody play that shit.
Right,
what's the concurrent player base for them right now?
Here's the thing.
Like,
the only way
now, I mean, Paladin's been out for years, bro.
People are still playing it. I have someone on my list playing it right now. But
What is it? Is it still on the 6-player team?
Yeah.
No. Smite's still under a publisher for Smite 2.
So there's still
Smite 2 or Smite 1?
Smite 2. I'm looking at the
Yeah,
Steam
but
page
what
right
about
now.
Smite 1?
Still think high res.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, High Rise is making money. Like I believe they're making money.
Is Smite really making money like that right now for them to? Like, I don't know how big.
Have you ever seen the
currently.
price of some skins? Like, I know people with $100 skins.
Yeah,
I mean, that's fine, but
one skin.
that's fine. But how many people is actually playing? Because you can have a skin on there for $100, but if 50 people's playing it,
How many people are playing Smite? Bruh, Smite's community is bigger than you think.
Can we see like a current player list?
10,000 playing an hour ago. All time peak 31,000. Why does that seem not high enough?
10,000 isn't high enough. It's not. It's not high enough.
Like
to keep
we're talking about-
keep a gaming company afloat.
We're talking about 10,000 players
On Steam.
on Steam.
Yeah.
I'm not counting.
It's
that's just
available
Steam.
on almost every platform.
Every
But
day.
we're talking about 10,000 players on Steam for a game that's 11
That
years
makes
old.
sense.
Yeah, we're not counting PlayStation, Xbox. Is it also on the Switch? I believe it is.
Yes, I believe it is.
On the Switch, Epic. I believe it's also on the Microsoft Game Store as well, too.
Another thing you got to consider is how many people are actually like paying money for that. Like, I know that there's quite a few people who will buy those skins or whatever.
I'm not
But
sure this is
It's a free game on a lot of different
I
places.
mean, it's a free game that gives you.
According to high res, they get like 1 million active players daily.
Okay. All right.
Which
Cross all
log
platforms.
on, log off worldwide, I could see it. But like even with that, like imagine every one of those million got the unlimited gods, so that you can unlock every god that ever is released in the game, whenever it's released, whatever. So that's at least $35 that you're converting from every player.
Yep.
Not saying that everybody's gonna do it, but it's possible. You know,
It's like, I feel like it would be. I would find a lot of kids on there and a lot of people who
No. There's
can't.
no.
Like I just feel like so for me, like I don't know, like maybe I'm just being biased, or maybe I just don't like the game myself because I don't. I think the game's terrible, but I just feel like I feel like it's one of those games that like you know how like when you very first buy a game system and you spend all your money on the game system so you can't get a game, so you go to the free to play games to download some games on there until you can get a game. I feel like that game fits in that category right there. Like the
You have a bias.
hold me over until I get another game type.
No, you're
There
not
we go.
being objective because you have a bias towards League, bruh. This is not an objective opinion.
League
There
has
are
nothing to
people
do with this.
There
League
are
has
people
nothing
who
to do
feel
with
like
this.
League is not good, and I mean
A lot of people feel that way.
Everybody is entitled to their opinion, whether they're right or wrong.
But the point
They're
I was
wrong, but still.
the point I was trying to make, though, was that okay, so the Dr. Disrespect skin came out 3 years ago, right?
A while ago.
Mhm.
A while ago. So there's
Almost
no
during
way
lunch.
they get paid back all the people that bought that skin now when no one's playing it and there's barely any revenue coming through. It's unrealistic. Maybe at the time, let's say when the game was hot, the game was red hot, people were all playing it, everyone was buying the skin, and then let's say this controversy came out literally like, I don't know, a month later. Yeah, they could do a full money payback at that point. Now? Hell no. That's impossible. The studio that developed it would go broke and they would have to just shut their doors.
Yeah, it's not happening, bro.
It's not realistic.
Take this in-game currency. You know what I'm saying? We already got your money. We're not giving it back, but you can take this in-game currency and you can spend that on something else. Like,
And
that's free for us. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
what you bought it with anyway, you bought it with in-game currency, so it makes sense to give you back in-game currency for the skin. I know some people.
I mean, it's a trick on words. You know, it's low-key shiesty. It's a shiesty move, but it makes sense.
It's not and it's not the same as if you want. Like, okay, the only time I can see them doing a full refund is if it's like a special game pack that you have to specifically buy with money. You can only buy that with money, not in-game currency. That's when I can see them doing a full refund of something. Because there are games in which they do have that option, like Fortnite has some things that you can only buy with money. You can't buy with V-Bucks. So if you were to get a refund, they would refund you the money directly and not with the V-Bucks because the V-Bucks are not there or whatever. You know what I mean? And this was bought with in-game currency, so it makes sense to give you back what you spent. It sucks, but that's a
I don't
fair.
think it sucks. I think that's pretty damn fair. In all truth and reality, y'all already spent y'all's money. I shouldn't give y'all shit. Like, I'm just saying, but
You're lucky they gave you in-game currency back.
I'm just saying, like this, like they took a
3
fucking
years
skin,
later,
There's
bro.
plenty of skins 3 years later.
Actually,
Like,
4 years. Came out 2020.
look what Destiny did. Destiny literally took an entire 75% of the game from people. They didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Why you care so much?
You know how many games that I bought that I've done through early access that shut the doors like months later and we ain't get shit back?
Do you know how many games that I spend money on and then I stop playing? Like,
You know what? You know what?
happens all the time. Like,
You know what? I actually think I want to use this opportunity to transition into our next topic because what you just said, Hustle, about games where you buy things or you buy the game and you don't have the opportunity to playing anymore. That's actually literally part of our next topic because we had the conversation about the crew.
Mm-hmm.
And the crew being taken down, Ubisoft not allowing us to access it, not allowing us to purchase it, not allowing us to play it, even in single player. Like, it's been taken down.
Clown.
And then, of course, there was a video that recently came out. And so I don't know if you saw it, Blicky. I don't know who saw it or who didn't, but I still shared it. Literally, there is a team of people that starting in March of this year, they started rebuilding the crew.
Yep.
Like literally from the ground up. I'm talking graphics, I'm talking like gameplay, like they're literally rebuilding the crew with like the license plates, all of the good stuff, like one for one. And they called it the crew something. It has its own name or whatever, like the crew blank, 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 whatever, but it's essentially going to be a remake of the game, but fan made. And one thing that I wanted to bring up, and one thing that was actually discussed, was that if Ubisoft finds out that they're building this game, they're literally taking the entire game of the first game and reskinning it and putting another, basically putting this whole game together from memory. Maybe they got source code somewhere or something. Putting this whole game together, the original crew. Ubisoft could actually file a cease and desist or a lawsuit or something to get them to take this down, since that is their intellectual property. On the other side of that, we all purchased the game and Ubisoft stole from us, is how many view that as well. Because Ubisoft, like, we weren't sold a live service game. We were sold the game. And then Ubisoft took it from the market and then revoked our license to access it, even in single player mode. They stole from us. So there's two arguments going out there. But with that being said, we know that Nintendo is very famous for, sending out cease and desist letters or filing lawsuits when somebody does something in one of the games. One of the best ideas, or one of the best examples I can use is Pokemon Uranium.
Oh yeah, they don't like fan games at all.
Nope.
They are the most anti-fan game company out of all of them. Sega's like, we don't care. We actually hold a festival about our fan games.
Well, remember, and again, don't sue me, Nintendo, for saying your name, but I personally believe that Nintendo does not like players.
No, I've been saying that.
And that is not something that, I come to expect from a company that's based in Japan. But, that's probably my own bias. So anyway,
American players.
No, I mean they've gone after some of the homeland too.
Well, yeah, because I remember they had that ban.
They copyright claimed a video of mine.
Video games and stuff. Here's my thing, right? Just actually reskin it and don't put the word "the crew" in it. Like, like this. I feel like if you gonna make, because every indie game is technically like a fan made game. Like it's the same thing.
They're even gonna
So if
pull up
Power World can do it, you can do it. I'm just saying, like if Power World can do it, and they practically Pokemon with a couple of tweaks.
Yeah, Nintendo had absolutely no legal.
There was nothing they can do without that shit
at all.
Like
none.
Y'all can do the same thing. The real question is, because this is a racing game, they have more things to worry about than just
car manufacturers.
Ubisoft.
And
they
it's
have car manufacturers,
Yeah.
things like that y'all got to worry about. There's a reason why.
Didn't the crew not actually use like real make and model?
They use real cars.
Yeah, they use make and model.
They use real cars and their names.
Full licensed cars.
Yeah,
absolutely. I definitely had a Maserati. But that's the thing. Like,
you can look at the first.
Those are the things that they need to worry about with this fan made game. Like, for instance, with Grand Theft Auto, right? You know how with the RP servers they had IRL stuff in there. Well, they just released a brand new TOS. For those who don't know what that means, it's terms of service, saying that if you have any of that stuff in your servers, your server will be shut down. So you can't put no real life cars, no real life clothes, no real life, none of that stuff in your games without having some kind of proper documentation from the manufacturers of said product or device or anything like that.
So they just
Hustle's about to start making clothes for Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto 5 RP.
I should.
If you should, you'll make money.
Yeah,
you'll make a lot of money. Just name it something different, And it's really not. It's just the name. Like, think about what Grand Theft Auto itself does. Like, they put real life like models of cars in the game, throw a small change in there, and change the name.
I mean, I would need to get the Grand Theft Auto models to rig the clothes to them, but yeah,
like it's crazy. Like, that's what I would be worried about.
I mean, I completely agree.
Like, the car shit is what you really got. They really need to worry about. It ain't Ubisoft. Ubisoft is like whatever. They'll probably ignore it anyway because people buy games and do stuff with their games all the time. The car manufacturers, that's where they need to be worried about.
Well, all right. So
I mean, the only thing I do is think about how the old school Fire Pro Wrestling used to do before they actually had license to use like New Japan Ring of Honor wrestlers. They would make very like obvious which pro wrestlers they were inspired by, but drastically change the name. Like, it's like The Rock was like the dude who looked like The Rock, but he was just called like Stone Jackson or something like that.
Or the Boulder or something like that.
Well, that was Last Airbender.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like if games like do like honestly, games should go back and look at it. It's like we want to parody something, but we don't want to get sued.
I would love for games to go back to that time.
From like 2004, 2005, and the roster was like 200 wrestlers.
I would love for games to go back to that time.
I mean, that's what Rockstar did with their cars. They're made up cars that are obviously amalgamations of real life cars, but they have completely different names and all that other stuff to avoid having to pay car licenses.
Saints Row is another game like that too. Saints Row.
Saints Row. I want to say Mafia 3 was that way too.
Yeah. Mafia 3 didn't have no.
I don't think Driver.
Driver definitely didn't. Driver barely had gameplay. Stupid ass game.
Stupid dogs.
I'm about to play through that again. Now I'm thinking about that.
Oh God.
Hey, that was real driver slander right there, chat. If you ain't catch it, that was real driver slander.
So you hate Driver now too?
Oh, that game's terrible. I'm sorry. I don't give. That game is god awful.
It honestly didn't get. They honestly had to fix it with the second game. Driver, the first one.
The first one was terrible. And
so what was the excuse with the third one?
Might I add that I found out the game was terrible without ever making it past the first stage.
Yeah, because you can't. Because the driving is not good.
I couldn't believe it.
I will say that. I'll admit that.
See, thank God that at the time that game came out, EB Games was a thing. Because I was able to take it back the same day because I bought a pre-owned and get another game for the same
But
amount
you
of
see
store
what I'm
credit.
saying though? Like everybody that's complaining about the state of games that they come out now, bro. Back then, you just had to take that L and either return it back to the store or force yourself to play through it because you can't
Right.
get it back.
Right. Like nobody complained to GameStop or EB Games when they gave us store credit back. They didn't always give us cash back. Like you take a game in there to EB Games or GameStop, you might have bought it as a $50 game, and you might be able to get $50 in store credit. But I give you $15 in cash if you really want to. You know,
At that point, I might keep it and just play it and grit my teeth and get through the goddamn game. At that point, now you're forced to play a trash game that I don't want to play. Madness.
So is it worth it for them to pursue? Is it worth it for Ubisoft to pursue? Is it worth it for the car company to pursue?
Ubisoft.
I don't even know if this is made by. I don't even know if this is made by like people who would consider themselves a studio. And like, do they hunt down the fan?
Call me childish.
They do.
Call me petty.
I remember going back to this is dated back to some old school like indie video games. So Hustle, you remember that fan game Chrono Legacy was being made? That full 3D remake of Chrono Trigger people tried making. This is back in like 04, 05. And it was getting pretty far along. And finally when it was getting notoriety, like this before Reddit, Twitter, like everything was sharing out. It was like you had to go on like the Game FAQs site to find it. And then Squaresoft finally found out. I was like, oh, word? Nah. And then just put the plug on it. They weren't even asking for money for it. It was literally just a fan project saying like, yo, we just want to make a full 3D game of Chrono Trigger. And they were like, can't do that, son. It's like, but we weren't going to charge for it. It's like, we don't care. Peace. Get out of here.
Because for them, it's not so much the fact of you making money from it. It's more a fact of you taking money from them from it. Because
they weren't charging for it though.
Well, yeah, they're not charging from it. But if I had to make a choice, right, between two games that are exactly the same, but one of them I got to pay $50 for, and this one is for free, which one you think I'm gonna go for?
I'm going for free.
I'm going for the free one, which ultimately means that they just lost out on the potential $50. So that's taking money directly from their pocket.
But if we're talking Ubisoft, right? Ubisoft has already removed this game from the market. You cannot buy the Crew at all on any digital store anymore. You cannot access the servers. If you bought it before, you can't even access the Crew digitally.
They removed that.
They have took out all licensing away. You cannot play it. You cannot even boot it up.
If I was Ubisoft, I wouldn't pursue it unless they name it the Crew.
They did.
Then yeah, your ass is grass.
No.
Your ass is grass.
Something.
That's like trying I'm trying to think of like a worse idea. If you try to just change the name but don't make it any different. Like if you try to make a parody of Far Cry,
Mario 64,
make a parody of Far Cry, but call it Distant Tears or something like that.
Right. Like if they'd have changed it from the Crew to the Group, you know what I'm saying? We didn't. Yeah, we didn't know.
Yeah, but that's cool though. You know, that's cool.
Right. The Group, but no, they changed it. They called it the Crew something. Like it has words after the title.
Yeah, that's like remaking Mario 64 and calling it Mario 46. Like I don't. There's not like it's the same game.
It's like remaking Mario 64, calling it Mario 64, the Continuation Chronicles.
But there's a difference though. Mario 64, you can still play. You still have access to that right now. You have no access to the Crew. If you own the disc, you can't play it online at all. You can't play it offline at all. If you had it digitally, they took it off your account.
And that's why I say
off your account.
And that's why I say the name is so important, because outside of the name of the Crew, the game technically never existed. You know, so if you recreated it, you can create the exact same game. There is no, you're not taking from anything, because the game as of right now doesn't exist. Nobody has access to it in any way, shape, or form. But if you put the name The Crew on there, your ass is grass. Like I'm just telling you, if y'all watching this right now, change the name. Change the name. I'm trying to save you.
Please
From a
don't use,
lawsuit.
especially because they just have the crew. They just released the Crew Motorfest not long ago.
Yeah, you're going to jail. I'm telling you, brother. You are going
No, you're
to
gonna get
jail.
Straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
They're gonna be collecting $200 from you on your way to jail. Like they like it's not good. Like just don't do it.
Oh, speaking of jail, you know that there's a guy in Britain who got arrested for carrying a replica Master Sword in public.
Oh, that was so stupid. It's basically like a letter opener.
I mean,
oh wait,
Like,
Britain.
perception.
one to
Okay,
one
so
size,
what does it
or
look like?
a letter opener, like you said?
Is it like a life size? Like what is? Can we
I
pull this
missed
up
this
real
story.
quick?
Hold on.
Like, can we pull this up real quick? Because if I see a grown ass man walking down the street with a big ass master sword that looks sharp, I'm not gonna call the police, but I might, I might have to.
No, Blicky, go look at the picture of it. It's like letter opener size.
It's small.
It's small.
What is it in? Is it
Total
invisible?
blade length of 6 inches, says the police.
But I do understand. Okay, I don't understand.
Get the fuck out of here.
But no, this literally just goes with the UK's like knife carrying law. That's literally what they got him on.
Yeah.
Because they don't have like drive-by shootings. They have like
Drive-by
Jack the
stat.
Ripper. They have like Jack the Ripper knifings in the middle of the night.
Oh, you gotta run your pocket before I shank you.
Hey yo, okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That is enough, man. Listen, I can see that though. I can see that because they are crazy, and you got to be a different type of killer to stab them. I'm sorry,
But there ain't no guns out there. Like, I mean, it's guns, but it's not a lot. Like,
At least
it's really hard.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like a lot of people in America shoot at people to scare them and accidentally hit them. Like that's how I be feeling. Like they be.
Yeah, exactly. If
they don't be really. They don't be really wanting to shoot nothing for real. But if you stab somebody, like you literally walking up to them with this intention
intended target,
stab them not just once but multiple times, like you.
Which means that every murder is first-degree murder.
Yeah,
every murder is first-degree murder.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Definitely.
Yeah, every time I imagine like you getting threatened at like knife point in Europe, I just think you getting like jacked by Skepta, the rapper. And it's like that's all I think. That's all I think of. You can't escape that accent, man.
Give you.
I'm showing the blade.
No, for real, Koya.
Stream
Give me your cards.
Hey,
But
yo,
imagine, as an American, right?
Chad,
As
imagine
an
going to jail
American,
for
imagine-
that.
They out there going, Warriors, come out to play,
Now imagine, look at this, Chad. Chad, look at that shit. Now imagine. First of all, how did they even find that? Like what?
Hey man, that's 14.
Is that what it was?
That's
Was it a
14
metal
millimeters
detector?
of danger?
That's
All
what
right.
I'm guessing.
I'm gonna be honest. You get poked with needles bigger than that. I'm just saying. Whenever you go to the doctor, when you go to the doctor to
Police
get your
said they
blood drawn,
approached him after walking in the center of a market town in England with something in his hand. So somebody caught that on CCTV, and then the police came after him.
Oh, he's got
What?
something suspicious.
What is that?
ain't no fucking way they
Oh,
snitch
is
it
that
like
a
that.
6 inch knife for me? Is that a 6 inch knife for this bucket? Like what? Like how? How?
Oh, what is that?
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait.
That blade's got on him.
What?
That's a different. That's a different
Why don't
level.
you come over here and talk to us real quick? What's that in your
That
pocket?
is a different level of snitching. To snitch on somebody
How
because
do
you seen them
catch
walking
a
down the
6
street.
inch knife on camera.
is crazy.
Oh god.
That is crazy.
It's a Master Sword replica.
Oh
Koya,
god.
Koya, that's
No way.
the
No,
knife
like,
the
you
knife
probably
they caught him with.
Oh
You
god.
probably
Yes.
somebody with
That
that.
is the knife that this man was caught with and went to jail for carrying in London or
Yeah.
in Britain or wherever.
Yo, run
Yeah.
that Triforce.
And soon you're gonna be meeting Gannon, eh?
Is that silver rupee you got there? It's worth 200. Why don't you slide that this way? I'm just gonna do Legend of Zelda Robin jokes like every
We are
time I
never
do
getting
Legend of
invited
Zelda.
to anything in Britain after this episode, ever. British audience gone.
Oh, we need to, never mind.
If we get a British audience, they ain't gonna fuck with us after seeing this shit in the archives.
I was gonna say all we need to do is get time traveling back. Fine.
Oh yeah, true.
Yo, like this.
Oh,
I'm
he's
surprised I missed this story.
And in other news, we did speak of scalping earlier, and Nintendo is already working stopping the scalping for the Switch 2. So that is another big topic. Also, the City Skylines 2 console has been delayed definitely issues. So it's a sad time.
Oh, your shit doing it again, bro.
The auto game thing, yeah.
That might actually be my fault though. Like,
Okay.
it might not actually be auto gaining me.
Wait, City Skylines 2
Port the
City
console.
Skylines 2 has their console port has been delayed indefinitely due to unresolved issues.
I was about to say they need to fix their own shit first. Like,
I'm gonna say this. I'm
on nothing else.
PC version 2.
Until y'all fix y'all shit. Like, that's crazy. That's
Like,
like,
reports and it got worse.
Oh yeah, my mic didn't do the thing, so it's actually still at the same point. It's just I don't know.
They fixed my sewage issues. So I'm happy about that.
Koya, that is literally like I don't know if you got kids, but like I would be more scared of an epidural needle than that goddamn knife.
I'm glad to have you back too, and we're glad to be back. So
Yeah, I said what I said.
I was like, I don't know how we got here, but that's where we at.
I was responding to Koya in the chat. My bad.
Oh,
Koya said something.
I
in the
was
chat.
like, I don't. Where do we get the epidurals coming from? Okay.
Cause bro, that fucking needle. Anyways, continue. It's a big ass needle. I don't know, yeah. But that motherfucker, I'm scared of. I ain't gonna tell you no lie.
then the fucking master knife.
Oh, bro. Oh my god, bro. This motherfucker is massive.
Are you just tossing and turning at night? Don't give me no epidural. Like, what are you doing?
Like, listen, bro. Like that motherfucking needle paralyzed niggas and shit. Like,
Wait, Brad, you've got a master knife. I got an epidural needle. You want to go?
yeah, epidural needle for 500. I'm taking it in the sword fight. Absolutely.
First of all, I had to laugh and mute because I'd have laughed out. Like I didn't even mute my mic. I just made sure that no sound came out.
Boy, you going to get a back alley epidural? You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm telling you, bro. Like, it's diabolical.
It's hilarious.
Yo,
It's
I've been watching.
bro.
So I'm sorry
I
that
don't
like,
understand how they be putting that shit in their back like that. It's just crazy.
so I've also been watching a lot of Doctor Who catching up. So like I
Oh,
just
God.
got I just got British on the brain like all the damn time.
That makes sense.
I've never
That makes
watched
sense.
Doctor Who before.
Billy Butcher
Oh.
for the boys.
Hey, yo, Blicky.
Hmm?
You watch Bleach?
Don't say a motherfucking word. I haven't. I didn't know. I didn't. First, I haven't seen. Okay, real quick. I need to ask you: is the
Oh,
second?
no.
season-
The second part of the second season been out, but the third season hasn't started yet. That
Yeah, it's
doesn't come
coming
until the end of the year.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking is the second season. I don't know if I've actually watched the second season. I might have only watched.
1,000-Year Blood War.
Yeah, I
Thousand Year
think,
Blood War? Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if I've watched it.
Go back to Hulu and just double check and make sure, because by the time October comes around, you're going to want to make sure that you're abreast with whatever's happening.
Yep.
But the reason that I asked you if you like Bleach is because Bandai actually announced
A Bleach game.
I'm worried.
and
I'm
it's
terrified.
using the same engine as like the Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Well,
And the Demon Slayer. And
Damn, no, that's what I don't fucking want.
Yo,
I don't want that shit.
Yo, can
Stop
that
it, Bandai. Just let it die.
That ass. Can that game engine just be shot into the sun? Like I am.
Give us something else.
I am tired of it.
Ask
want
me
me to
how
tell
I
you-
know.
You want me to tell you what they
actually
could
went
have
and
did?
watched the trailer.
You want me to tell you what engine they could have used that would have been way better? The Dragon Ball Kakarot engine. You know, like I feel like if you would have made a Bleach game that felt a little bit more like that, it probably would have been a little bit better than a PvP arena fighter type.
Although Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Kakarot got dastardly close to that engine.
It did. But thank God that it's not. You know,
Yeah.
It's not. It's
They said
it's
we're gonna take this engine and we're gonna put it open world.
Can we just get like, just
Yo,
outsource it to fucking?
You know what we need? Specifically, the FromSoft team that is Sekiro make a Demon Slayer game or a Bleach game.
Yeah,
Bro,
From Software Demon Slayer game would be
cannot-
crazy.
I cannot imagine a FromSoft Demon Slayer.
or if you're gonna make a fighter, just use ArcSys again. Like,
Just let Insomniac make it, bro. Like, let's cut the bullshit.
ArcSys knocked it out of the park with Dragon Ball FighterZ.
And
Why have
And
we got another anime
can
game?
we just get a
Like that.
anime story mode game made by somebody like Naughty Dog or Insomniac, or preferably Insomniac? I would prefer Insomniac over Naughty Dog because of how well they did with the Spider-Man thing. I could see them doing a pretty good single player.
And also, ArcSys be doing
anime
stuff that ain't even fighting games. The Persona Arena games is fantastic for taking a turn-based RPG turn into a fighter like that. Do it with some other properties. Why not?
I feel like Bleach needs a more serious undertone. It needs a serious undertone. Like,
Grand Blue, which is an anime, which they made a great fighter out of that. Like, here's what blows my mind, bro.
I
Why
can
are
see Bleach playing like Grand Blue, but I wouldn't want that.
and going, wow, that's awesome. They did a great job. Why don't we do that with our property? Well, come on.
There's a lot of fun things you could do with so many anime properties, and you just don't. Like, why don't we have like a Gurren Lagann game where you can like do the mech fights and also do the on foot, like be like Simone or like Kamine, like on foot fighting like beastmen and stuff like that, and then getting the Gurren Lagann having mech fights. Why have we done that? It's like there's so many ideas that would just print money and they just don't do it.
But no, we got to go back to the same Ninja Storm bullshit.
I mean, if you think about it, like the reason that everybody is gonna flock, like I don't even know how much this game is gonna cost yet, and it's not coming out until next year. But I already want it, and if they could charge me money now, I'd pay it. But Mecha Break, people are going to flock to Mecha Break because we've been waiting for a good fighting Gundam mech type game where that has good designs and like really good fast-paced movement. We got Armored Core, and that's great for like the story and adventure or whatever. But like this is literally like a PvP style stuff.
Hey, have you done the PvP in Armored Core? That shit is crazy intense.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying like Mecha Break is literally centered around objectives and like centered around its PvP. Like it's almost like a Overwatch style objective type thing. Whereas Armored Core, like even though the PvP may be intense, like it's still a 3v3, right?
Yeah.
Like at max, it's 3v3 or 1v1. Whereas Mecha Break is, I believe, 5v5 or 6v6. And
It's
like
2v2 and Armored. No, yeah, you're right. Never mind. 3v3. Yeah. You're right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's team objective instead of just battle it out. You know what I mean? So like I don't know how much you're gonna charge for it. I don't know if the game is gonna be free, but from what I've played, the game was amazing. And like legitimately, if it released in this state, I would think it was done.
I don't know about Bleach, man.
Yeah.
I know it's like nonsensical, but if I see that engine in games, I just don't buy it. Like I didn't play My Hero, I didn't play Demon Slayer, I didn't play One Punch
Jujutsu
Man,
Kaisen.
I didn't play the Jujutsu Kaisen game. Like as soon as I see that engine, I'm just like immediately turned off. I'm like, nope.
But yet I can't help but buy the Ultimate Ninja Storm games. Like
They would try if people like you would stop buying them.
the Ultimate Ninja Storms, bro.
The last Ninja Storm game I bought was Ninja Storm 2, and I was like, okay.
I mean, Ninja Storm 1 was amazing. Ninja Storm 2 got a little cheap. And then after that, they started trying to balance it. They actually have a like
I miss the Naruto Ultimate Ninja games on PS2. The side scroll, the 2D one,
Right.
and also what was the other ones on GameCube? Clash of Ninja. Those are fun because that was technically the start of the system. It was like a 2.5D, but like the combo change you could do in that game, like set up what turned into the Ultimate Ninja Storm games.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
Let's not forget, they did Bleach side scroll fight on the DS that I bought a long ass time ago, and could only they only put it out in Japan. Although, wait, did they? They might have.
Wait, which Bleach game you talking about? Because there are not that many. I remember they made us Dynasty Warriors.
Bleach Soul Resurrection.
There was that DS game.
Was it the PS3 game?
No, it's on the DS.
All right.
Oh yeah, Blade something.
Dual Souls.
Like, Bleach DS game. Because there's a couple. There's Blade of Fate, and
It did once.
Well, again, Soul Resurrection for the
Dark
PS3.
Souls.
Was that one?
That's probably it. It's probably the one you're talking about. But yeah, Bleach Soul Resurrection for the PS3 was the first time that they actually had an opportunity to have like a good mainstream game, and they kind of Dynasty Warriored us, but they made it
that was
super short. So yeah. All right.
Specific games, and that is the whole fucking Naruto Ultimate Storm formula that they got going on. And stop making so many damn Mizzou games. Every anime game doesn't have to be those two type of games. Like some animes actually have great stories. Make an action adventure game from it. You know, like I promise you, an action adventure Bleach game or action adventure Demon Slayer game. Like
It should have been like Devil May Cry, in my opinion.
Like a action adventure Demon Slayer game will pretty much be a slowed down Ninja Gaiden.
I'm cool with that.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yo, because we used to get good games. Remember Mobile Suit Gundam Journey of Jaburo on PS2?
Yeah.
Like we used to get like unique anime games and stuff like that. And like you would have some variables every now and again, but it's just like we just need other teams to be getting these things. I think the issue is that Bandai Namco just buys the rights to these games from buys into like from Toei and all these other companies. It's like, yo, like we'll get games out for you.
All right, so to answer your question, so a lot of these games are actually copyrighted, and Bandai is the one who had the licenses for majority, if not all, of the anime games. So like the One Piece, the Jujutsu Kaisen, the My Hero, like they use these IPs, and they're the ones that are licensed to use these IPs in the games, which is why you see a lot of these different games using the same engine or coming from the same birth.
It makes sense because Bandai makes a lot of their merchandise too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They just need to let it go. Like just not let it go, but work with somebody else. Like
they did it before with
something
Arc System works.
I don't even mean that. I'm just saying, like, okay. Prime example, right? Of if they was to make a Mob 100 game, right? But then they made it play like Control, right? That would be fire as fuck.
It would be.
It means that they have to give approval for those different changes or for the team to go, like, because obviously Bandai knows that your anime games are going to sell just based off the titles sometimes, but like sometimes you literally just have to. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm in agreement with you. Like, I don't think that this is the best type of game, and I started getting tired of seeing the same game.
That ass.
Mark my words on this. All right, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. What they need to do is pay attention to what's about to happen to Madden. All right, Madden for the longest amount of time has been the only football game on the market, the only one. Mm-hmm. And they have been stuck with this same publisher, practically creating the same kind of game year in and year out, year in and year out. This college
football, just partly the NFL's fault, but
yeah, it's partly the NFL's fault. But at the moment that people get a taste of something fresh and new, that's completely different, that's actually good,
they're not going to be happy with Madden no more.
They're not going to fuck with Madden no more, bro. And luckily, it's EA who's making it, so EA's not gonna like lose money. But if there was another company that was good at making sports games, like 2K, and they the ones who made this game, EA might be done for. Like that would probably kill
It's
EA.
called competition. The thing that doesn't exist anymore in capitalism. Now it's just, oh, how can I just lock this down so I'm the only source of whatever the fuck this is that I do? That's all. That's what these corporations all want. It's just, how can I just be number one and you only go to me, nobody else? It doesn't breed innovation, just breeds laziness.
It's gonna kill the gaming industry, is what it's gonna do, because eventually all the games are gonna look the same.
I don't understand how people didn't see what happened when EA had exclusive rights to Star Wars for God knows how long, and we barely got
any games
that was like worth it. It was like you would think you would see that and be like, huh, one of the top 10 franchises in the world, no one's buying these games because the same company keeps making the damn games over and over again. And it's not like it's a Pokemon thing where it's like they created that, they know what they're gonna do, but they'll Nintendo at least licenses out other people to make Pokemon stuff. Like Niantic makes Pokemon Go. I don't remember the name of the company makes Pokemon Unite, but license Pokemon to them, they make Pokemon Unite. It's like, learn from that and see how they're still.
I believe Tencent.
Yeah, but like you can learn from that. Pokemon is literally, no comparison, the most profitable franchise in history. And you see what they do by putting out their property and other things. Why would you not follow literally like the standard for making money for a property and copy them? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's like Pokemon is literally like, if you look at like the rankings, it's like far and beyond the most valuable property in history.
In the world, yeah.
And no one copies it. It's like
PlayStation starting to.
Are y'all fucking crazy? Like, what is going on with y'all?
And especially these anime companies, these anime studios. It's like, you should see how much better you could do if you didn't just let Bandai Namco control all the licensing for your games. It worked out for whatever studio does Grand Blue. It worked out for Toei. When
that a Bleach game would still be good if they did Grand Blue like Bleach. That would still be a good game.
Yeah.
Like but it is very, very close to the Mizzou style.
Whatever studio does Grand Blue has basically come out and said, we're letting any studios do whatever with the games and make whatever different games that they want to make, because Relink and Versus are two completely different studios and two completely different types of games. Both are great.
And just to give perspective on my rant I just had, Pokemon is close to being the combined total revenue of Mickey Mouse and Star Wars combined.
Wow.
Copy what Pokemon's doing.
Yeah.
Make money. I don't know why it's hard, but like, come on.
I'm gonna tell you why it's hard. It's because there's a sense of greed into it. Like, just like Hustle said, like it's hard for these companies to not be greedy in such a competitive industry when they're pretty much fighting over every single, gamer fan, right? Like it's hard for that to not happen. However, not changing it is going to be what ruins the gaming industry eventually, because at the current moment, it's like we are getting good games, right? But we know that games are going to start attaching to the formulas of what's working. I'm pretty sure you noticed that by now, that based off of this summer and all the game shows, that now Soulsborns aren't so rare no more. Now are they? They're fucking everywhere.
Saturated market.
It's now, and
they're being copied and ripped off.
I'm gonna play all of them. They got it.
Bro.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying though. Like eventually, it's gonna be carbon copies. Like everything is gonna look the exact same.
Oh, you sound
I think Video Ninjas might be starting to lag now too. Then.
Yeah, we're losing you, Blicky. Yeah.
Don't I'm Ricky.
We can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Okay, Well, yeah, I'm pretty much done now. I don't even know what I was saying.
I mean, now friggin' it looks like there's a new genre called like, at least from. So I've been playing a demo for a game called Sworn, which is literally Hades, but King Arthur. That's it, like straight up Hades, but King Arthur with also
Roguelike.
Huh?
A roguelike.
Roguelike.
Yeah, but no, specifically the Hades style.
Hmm.
All right. I don't know if anyone else has played Hades other than myself and E. Okay, so in Hades, you go through. You get to choose one or two doors. I think sometimes three, maybe, but it's like one or two doors, and one of those doors will have certain things that are within that room. Like, okay, this door has an upgrade from Zeus in it. I can go there and go get that. Right?
Super Giant gonna sue somebody. This is exactly Hades. Even yo,
go download the demo and tell me it's not Hades.
No, I'm looking at a video. Even how you get the buff from the walls and how there's the orbs in Hades, and even how there's the runes on the ground, how enemies spawn in.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're not getting sued for this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you get elemental / attribute power ups from various different Arthurian characters.
I'm gonna tell you how they're not getting sued.
So now that's become a genre.
What's it called? What's the game called?
We've gotten to the point where something that's derivative is now derivative of something derivative.
Yo, even the game called again? They use for the damage.
Sworn.
I just put it in our chat.
That right there is how they don't get sued, because they are not naming it Hades. They're naming it Sworn. And they're going to use the same shit, just throw a couple of tweaks in there, and there's not going to be a goddamn thing they can really do about it.
It's 1-to-1 Hades.
No, this one, like I played a lot of Hades. Even how
we put a video in the background. I need to see this. Can we see this?
Even how the font on your health looks, where your currency's at, the animations, how enemies spawn in, how buffs look. Yo, I don't know. This is like copy paste.
Except the main villain is evil King Arthur.
Yo, I don't know how Super Giant got sued somebody for this one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, this is too much. This is too close.
Like,
it's literally Hades.
I can't though.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, you got to dash. Also, how fast can I dash?
It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that there's co-op. That's cool. I haven't tried co-op yet.
Yo, Super Giant gonna sue somebody.
This
is wild. This is wild, like a wild copy. Like
just a collection.
Word for word, bar for bar.
I'm digging it.
Yeah,
I like this game so far.
Yeah, they're going to jail.
Yeah, this is like hilarious because it's so ridiculous. It's like
they're going to jail. Cat. Send them to the goo.
So I did have another topic that I want to discuss, but I don't think we got. So I think what we'll do is we'll save that one because we're already at 10:35. Started a couple minutes late, so in order to not make it fun, what we'll do is we'll probably just move forward.
You're cutting in and out, Mike Wise.
Oh, my bad. I was too far away, and air conditioners on, so noise canceling happens.
I thought he said you had something on your neck. He was like, "Or you got something on your neck? You got something?"
No. So, but yeah, I was saying that we have another topic that I want to discuss, but we actually have discussed some of the best ways to play games with others and things of that nature. But I wanted to talk about the social aspect of the game. So I think the next time when we come back, we will actually have a conversation about the social aspects of gaming, and how it used to be back in the day versus how it is today. In the meantime, and in between time, what I'm going to do here now is I think we're going to start moving to the outro because we've been here, we've filled up your time, we've been here to entertain you, and again, we definitely have had really good conversations. Like these are my friends for real, and I don't know what I would do without them. So, you know, me reaching out to them and just being here so we can talk to you guys, and so that you guys can interact with us. It's special, and they make it all the more better. So, in the meantime, and thank you, Koya. But in the meantime, I think we're gonna leave you with like kind of if you have an old school story or a story like on how you like a gaming experience that you might have gone through back in the day, be ready to share it. You can type it out. You can however you want to share it, but we'd love to hear from you about it. If you have any input on some of the things that we talked about today, as far as licensing, as far as doctor's respect, as far as them giving money back to the players, how to treat the players right. Definitely leave that in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Come on over to our Discord, interact with us, jam with us. It's very quiet there right now, but that's because we're waiting for you guys. Some of us are always around, some of us are always there, and you can always feel free to make things to tag us. Does anybody else have anything that they want to add before we close out?
But we friends though.
This is for game companies. Stop making skins based off of influencers and real people. Just make some people up. If you want to, here's what you want to do. If you want to work with an influencer or whatever, have them create a whole different character that is not based off of them, what they look like, whatever. You can do collaboration type of things like that. But stop making skins based off of actual influencers and real people. You can avoid controversy that way. That one's free on.
It's not going to happen.
I mean,
up on a whole lot of money.
Not even just going to the Dr. Disrespect thing. The Nick Merckx anti-trans comments had to remove his skin from Call of Duty. It's like a lot of people be wild on these streams, and then it's just like, oh man, we probably shouldn't have collabed with them. Now we gotta delete this whole thing, and it can't sell it no more.
Wasn't Tim the Tatman also taken down for a little while?
Tim the Tatman said, if you take down Nick's skin, take mine down too.
Yeah,
and they took his down too.
I believe so.
Yeah,
they took that nigga. Never mind.
Yes. Making skins off these dudes.
Friends though.
Look, listen. I'm gonna be for real. This my boy, this my man, 100 grand right here. Since the sandbox, but if he fucks up majorly and gets his skin removed, you on your own, bruh. Like, you have to take that. I'm sorry, and it's the same. No, it's the same way though. It's the same way. If it reverse, I fucked up and got my skin taken off. I don't expect him to be like, yo, take mine down too. I don't want you fucking your money down.
Now, free hustle, play that skin 24-hour stream.
Hey, yo, good lord.
That's all I'm saying. Like, just don't. You can avoid trouble like that. That one is free on me. Next one, you got to pay me a consultant fee. There you go.
Okay. And thank you very much for that. And so I got in trouble with the guys one time because actually more than one time, but I got in trouble with the guys one time because I actually let you roll and I didn't say the line. So again, I want to thank you for joining us on this episode. Lord being here.
He whispering to us. He whispering, chat.
My bad.
Trying to get that
I was trying to raise up the camera.
Trying to get that sultry outro.
He thought he was
Let me move the camera, or should I say the microphone, so that you guys can hear me. But I was saying, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight on this episode. I hope you had a great time, because I know I did. And we hope to be here for a long time to come. Remember, sometimes if you want to achieve your goals, all you got to do is just press the start button. Yeah.
Just smack. Later.
And believe in Joe